Corporation for Public Broadcasting begins wind-down amid loss of federal support. August 1, 2025, Washington, D.C., the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, or CPB, announced today that it will begin an orderly wind-down of operations following the loss of all federal funding. This decision comes after Congress approved a rescissions package that cut over $1 billion previously allocated to CPB. The Senate's FY 2026 appropriations bill also excluded CPB entirely, marking the first time in nearly 60 years that the organization will operate without any government support. Founded in 1967, CPB has played a critical role in supporting public media, distributing federal grants and licensing services to more than 1,500 local public radio and television stations across the United States. These include key partners like NPR and PBS affiliates. The organization has also overseen coordination of music licensing, emergency broadcast systems, and educational programming access. The recent collapse in federal support stems from a series of decisions at the legislative and executive levels. In May 2025, the Trump administration signed an executive order directing CPB to stop funding NPR and PBS, citing concerns of ideological bias. Soon after, Congress passed the Rescissions Act of 2025, eliminating over $1 billion in previously approved funding. With no new funding included in the upcoming fiscal budget, CPB is now left without a financial lifeline. CPB President and CEO Patricia Harrison, who has led the organization since 2005, called this transition difficult but inevitable. She emphasized that the organization will operate with full transparency and honor all legal, financial, and compliance obligations during the transition. The majority of CPB's roughly 100 employees will be laid off by the end of the federal fiscal year on September 30, 2025. A small transition team will remain in place until January 2026 to manage final responsibilities, including final grant disbursements and music licensing support. Though national programming like PBS NewsHour and NPR's Morning Edition is expected to continue in the short term, the broader public media system may face lasting consequences. Local public stations, especially those in rural and underserved areas, stand to lose critical support. Many of these stations rely on CPB for as much as half of their annual operating budgets. Without CPB's grants and centralized support, smaller stations may be forced to reduce programming, cut staff, or shut down altogether. Despite this unprecedented challenge, the public has responded with a wave of support. Since the announcement of CPB's funding loss, more than 120,000 new donors have contributed an estimated $20 million annually to public stations across the country. Several local broadcasters have seen record-breaking fundraising numbers, with some receiving major individual gifts. Still, media analysts warn that the broader implications are sobering. Public media has long played a vital role in delivering educational content, cultural programming, and emergency information, especially in areas classified as news deserts, where no other sources of local news exist. While larger stations may weather the storm through diversified funding and corporate sponsorships, many smaller stations may not survive the ripple effects of CPB's closure. Looking ahead, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting will continue to support stakeholders through this transition. Its leadership remains committed to protecting the legacy of public broadcasting and ensuring that remaining obligations are fulfilled with care. However, the future of American public media has entered a period of profound uncertainty. The closure of CPB marks the end of an era that shaped generations of trusted content, civic dialogue, and community access. What comes next for public broadcasting remains to be seen.